Sorry, everyone. My microphone was muted. Good morning. It is Friday, and you know what that means? It is time to get this party started, get it started right, but not how we typically do it today. A little mix up. We're going to do it this way. Yes. Who remembers this? Come on now. Who remembers this theme? Yes. Anyways, enough of that fun stuff because don't want to get struck down. I'm not LDQ. All right. Good times. All right, now I also remembered one thing I was going to do here, which was to turn on the abandoned mod. So give me 1 second here. The menu. Let's get the content rolling. Oh, got to turn that music off. And that way I have StreamYards up. Good. Oh, hey, Blind Neil. Thank you, friend. I also sent you a sub too. So I'll watch out for your videos. Okay. Excuse me. All right, content manager. Mods. Come on. There we go. Let's see how the bulldoze works. I think that's all I wanted to have enabled. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, continue game. Smoke them if you got them. Drink it if you have it. You know what we're getting up to this morning. Let me see here. So fun little story with Blind Neil there and myself. We were actually on a weed stream last night that I was sent to from, I think it was La Fe from LDG stream last night. Had a blast out there. That was a fun time. It's been a long time since I've actually had a smoke sesh or a session like that. Holy shit! Look at that bulldozer go to work. Hot damn! Cleared up right quick. Now if only my whatchamacallit. Oh god, everything is just dying. Pearly gates dying. Shit. Sorry, trying to empty the ash out so I can pack a new one and get this party started right. And get all of NB is up.
Hey
sir.
bud.
How's it going?
Well, damn. That was a great introduction there.
Wrong. That means it's going great for you this morning.
Nah, I've been up since this morning I've been up since 2 a.m. my time, and it's 9 a.m. my time. And I haven't gotten a decent night's sleep in 2 weeks. I've been taking medication, gotten sick.
Jesus.
Got an allergy. And then here's the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
After doing as an IT guy, I was doing all the normal troubleshooting steps in my IT brain.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I did this. Okay, what am I missing? Why is this not working? And I was like, okay, go back online. I know how to do research. Oh, yeah. And this is when I had one of those literally, no shit moments.
Oh, the epiphany moment.
Yeah, literally the one where it's like, yo, dumbass, you live in the Midwest and the weather dropped and the air is getting dry. Turn on the damn humidifier. But I grew up in the Midwest, so you'd think I grew up in the Midwest. You'd think I would know that, but back in the 80s and 90s, I don't think humidifiers were readily available, so we didn't have, so we just kind of had to suck that shit up.
Well, yeah, that, and I mean, times were different back then as well, so.
And also, after I turned 19, I was pretty much in the military for up until I was 39, so I bounced around all kinds of places, so. But never back in the Midwest. I already took my meds. I'm good. I took my meds. I'm good.
Don't worry, I got to take my meds here in an hour. I got to take this med right now.
Oh, now that you did that, I'm gonna have to go get mine. If this isn't, if this is one of those open, well, I don't have a hookah, but I just got a little vape. I got a little.
Oh, you're
THC.
good. You're good.
Oh, how far's your dispensary drive?
Say that again.
Yeah, how far's your dispensary drive?
How's my dispensary drive?
No. How far is your
Oh.
drive to the dispensary?
About 15 minutes, if that.
Oh God!
There's one.
No, you know how far mine is?
2 hours.
Round trip. Very good. Round trip.
I pay attention. That's the thing.
Yeah, my wife and I are good. Yeah. Well, we did pretty good. Last month in September, I went and or October, sorry. I picked up a little extra while I was at home visiting my daughter.
Mhm.
And we got to head back out to the dispensary this Sunday. So I talked to my wife and I said, listen, I don't know how you vape so much less of this stuff than I do, but if we're going to do this, I don't really want to be doing the drive 2 times a month because, well, gas.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I was like, I need you to come with me so you can get your stash and I get my stash. Because, you know, you can only pick up so much depending on if you're a resident or not.
Right. And that's the thing too. It's like I know for non-med patients, it's an ounce is the limit here. So
An ounce is the limit for non-medical. What's the limit for medical?
2.
I'm not distracting you from your game, am I?
I know it's 2 ounces for medical. At least it was back in the day. But I'm sure it's still the same way now. I doubt they've changed anything that dramatic. But
And where are you at?
Littleton, Colorado.
Oh, weren't you guys like one of the first states?
Yep. I remember I was dating a chick at the time when they were doing legislation, and it passed. And we were at the bar, and they passed out all these like blue cocktail drinks, whatever it was, to celebrate that the legalization had passed. And I was like, "That's cool. When can I get it?" You know?
Yeah, that's the key thing. Great, it passed. When do I get to buy it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So give me the legalization date. This
Right.
this is one of the most, like, I don't even understand how in this day and age this is even controversial anymore in America. I mean, okay, I don't know how old you are. I'm not going to assume your age.
You can
But,
try and guess.
You look like you're probably close, maybe near around late 20s, mid 30s.
Very good. 35.
35. All right, cool. I'm 43. So you and I remember the whole marijuana is the gateway drug.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we're all making the jokes. Yeah, to the fucking fridge. Or to the pantry.
Oh yeah. No, I remember. And it wasn't just with marijuana. It was almost with everything that you could be afraid of. There was something horrifyingly associated to it. Like, I remember when I was in like the 6th grade, the HIV thing was a real big scare still.
I remember. Yeah.
And my mother told me very specifically, even though it makes no sense whatsoever, that if I saw blood on the toilet seat, do not use that toilet. And I'm like, okay. But I don't think I ever got context as to why. But it was just one of those weird things where it's just like,
Oh, yeah, I remember how that worked because, well, remember, our parents didn't shield us from much.
no.
But that was one thing they kind of somewhat shielded us from because I think even back in the 80s and 90s, people are still trying to understand it. And it takes a long time for people to understand. And then even as an adult to understand something, how do you put the context into words your child will understand? For example, I homeschool my kids, and I am trying to work with my son on his reading and everything. And we're doing spelling and comprehension questions. And I'm trying to, when he comes across a word he doesn't realize he knows and he's having trouble spelling, I'm trying to come up with how to define that word so he can say it. But I was using context clues that I would know, but I had to think about, wait a minute, what does my son do? So I focused most of it on his video games and the shows I know he watches. And when I can go that route as an example, it hits him most of the time. And that's great because that's building his comprehension. It's like, oh, okay, I got a context clue now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Yeah. I'm trying to remember because I, for me, when I was in the second and third grade, respectively, I actually took remedial math and reading courses. So I'm trying to remember some of the things that they taught me when I was in reading. But yeah, nothing's coming to mind. But then again, this was back.
Well, I'll give you an. Well, my son has a bit of special needs. Don't get me wrong, but nothing dramatic. He just was very slow on speech. He didn't get to actually being able to put sentences together till around 3 years old. We had a lot of speech therapy and everything. Mm-hmm. The next bout right now has been the next bout was reading, and I started homeschooling 3 years ago because I retired from the military. I was retiring from the military. My wife was a year away, and mind you, I have a almost 22-year-old daughter now with a son. So I've been through the school systems in multiple states, multiple cities with multiple kids. So I've got a very well-rounded experience in this stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is my first rodeo.
No, and I got so fed up with it. I called my wife when I got home because she was in Turkey for a year. And I said, what do you think about homeschooling when I retire? She goes, are you serious? I said, I've never been more serious about anything in my damn life. And I'll tell you what, almost 3 years later, my kids are wanting to go back to high school, but they're going back with confidence they didn't have before. Well, yeah. And they know mom and dad got their back.
Yeah, because not only are you able to teach them not only an educational value, but you're also being able to teach them on more of like a family value. Like they can actually learn not just what they need to know in life, but learn more about you as a person. And like you said, they can feel more confident knowing, oh, if I mess something up or, something happens, if my parents will, let's say, give me a chance to explain the situation and not just jump to conclusions, because that's, what they taught me kind of thing.
Well, yeah, definitely. And there's been a lot of bonding between me and the kids, my wife and the kids, even my wife and I, with our interaction on the progression of putting these classrooms together and doing, feedback on each other and how we want to plan for the next year or the next semester. Sorry, the next semester. We don't go that far out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been a very absolutely unbelievable, rewarding experience, and to watch my son go from where he was 3 years ago to where he is now. I mean, my son had. Let me put it this way: I make no bones about this. My son's confidence, boom. Mm-hmm. He was gonna fail. He was gonna fail. He was gonna fail. He was gonna fail. Those were his words. I spent 2 weeks alone saying every time we did this. I was like, AJ, you're not going to fail. I said, Mom and I aren't going to let you. I said, if you get it wrong, we're going to show you how to correct it. I said, that's the point of learning.
Yep.
And I swear to God, a fucking light bulb went off in his head. It was like he believed he had to get everything right the first time, knew he wasn't going to get it right, and said, why bother? And just gave up. And I asked for years, because I was very heavily active in the school. When they would be like, your son's doing this, your son's doing this, your son's doing this. I'm like, he doesn't do any of that at school. are at home, what is going on here? What is the factor? What is the common denominator? Oh, we don't know. 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 I was like, okay. I finally caught wind after enough times of, you can tell me enough. You can tell me a lie enough times, and some people believe it's true.
Mhm.
You tell me a lie enough times, I'm going to start calling bullshit.
Right. Because it's just like, what do you mean you don't know? You work in this school. You have teachers here. There are there are supervisors.
You know what?
Here.
You know what? I figured it out. 2
Hmm.
weeks into homeschooling, I figured it out. Because when the very beginning, we used to have like at the end of the week tests. That's when I saw all that come out. And then I didn't catch it at first, but the second week I called my wife up and I'm like, I know what's been going on with AJ when they call me and wanted me to come see him. Because, my kid's a child. He's not going to articulate to me he has this issue, which is he had test anxiety.
Right.
Which I've been with his mother so long, she has test anxiety.
Well,
I've seen my wife lose sleep doing tests in the military. So it was like, no shit.
Yeah, and both of my parents are teachers. And I talk with my mother about how where she tells me all about how they have to go through certain tests and certifications. And I always half joking, half seriously, Mom, when do these kids have time to learn? Because all you're doing is just testing them, continuously. There is no time to learn, I don't think.
You're not far off from the truth, unfortunately.
So, because, with my age and growing up, I don't like the most weekly tests we had was maybe a spelling test. If that.
Yep, the Friday spelling test.
Yeah, and that wasn't, we all had a little bit of stress, but it wasn't like, I have to be able to memorize everything for a fucking calculus test, when I'm 8. Jesus.
No,
Cool.
I think it was pretty much the occasional math quiz and the Friday spelling test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, math quizzes were okay with me. Spelling, not so much.
Yeah, math for me, I'll tell you what, it took me a long time to figure out subtraction. Well, not long, but like 2-3 weeks for somebody to finally explain to me how the hell to do subtraction. And it's something I actually remembered because the person said, do you know how to do your addition? I said, yes. Then you know how to subtract. And I was like, what? And they explained it to me. And then when I've been homeschooling my kids and we did multiplication and then we got to division, my kids were, I was hammering home. If you know that multiplication, you're going to know that division. No problem.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is figure out, because I was like, what times this is this? There you go. What times this equals what? 2 blank equals 4. 2. Boom.
All right, just replying to Captain Fandom Nerd here.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw that. I didn't know if you caught it. So.
Oh yeah. No, I have my setup here where I have my I have the YouTube on mute over to my left here, so I can see the chat, in a live pace, and then I have StreamYards here in front of me. The game shrunk a little bit so that way I can see whoever's in the backstage. So
yeah.
I've got my nice little setup here.
How many monitors you got?
I just got the one, and then I have an old LG TV that I hook up through the HDMI port.
Yeah, I got basically the same thing. The only thing I want to do is I actually want to get rid of the TV and actually get 2 individual monitors for this computer. So I have 3 monitors. In the military, I had 3 monitors, and I'll be honest, I have a hard time dealing with only, 2 monitors is great, but especially the TV screen, because you can split pretty good on it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it used to drive me nuts. I'd get home from work, I'd be working on my computer, and I'd pull up some tabs, working on something, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the I'm like, where am I going to put this?
Yeah, no, I understand. That's how I feel when I come home from work. And like, I have my two monitors up here, and then I have the laptop in front of me. Oh, thanks, Blind Neil. I appreciate it. And good morning, Cody Guy. Blind Neil, thank you so much, friend. It was nice meeting you again last night, and I look forward to seeing you on future ones or future live streams here. Thanks, man.
So, what do you mean you're going to try and build a cathedral today?
So, in the game here, there are certain requirements that you have to meet to unlock certain buildings. In this particular scenario, what I'm going for is this blacked out cathedral. Now, in order to get it, I have to have 2,000 abandoned buildings, as it says there. I came close to it yesterday, but there wasn't enough abandoned buildings. So what I'm doing today is I'm rebuilding the city. As you can see here, we're slowly getting a couple hundred people in every few seconds here. And then once the population gets large enough, shut everything down again, and then wait for all the abandoned buildings to accumulate. And then once it hits 2,000, the cathedral will be unlocked.
Wow.
So then, there are a few other ones in here that I'm trying to unlock, because that's the whole purpose of this particular game that I'm trying to do, is just to have kind of a one of everything if I can.
You sound like my son a little bit in that respect.
In the thought process?
In the process of trying to, get the trophies and everything. Like, for example, my son's playing the game Days Gone.
Mhm.
And he's like, telling me he's got to do this level, he's got to do this many things to get these trophies. And I mean, he's really excited about me personally. I'm sorry, I couldn't give two shits less about that stuff.
Mhm.
But that's me. I'm a different generation of gaming. And my son is a gamer. I'm not. I play video games. I'll game, but I am no gamer and I don't claim it.
Mhm.
My son is a gamer. I mean, my son came in here the other day and was like, Dad, I beat Horizon Forbidden West on every level. He's like, I just beat it on ultra hard all the way through.
Nice.
I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, did you do story mode all the way and only do ultra hard? And then he goes, no, I did it all. I'm like, I gave him a fist bump. I mean, shit, I couldn't do that. I lose my shit. I don't have the temperament for that or the patience.
Yeah, no, I understand. Because it's something I do too, where it's essentially achievement hunting, where I try and get a game to 100% completion, where I try to get all the achievements in the game. So,
Yeah.
For example, this particular game, I'm only one achievement away from getting 100%. So that's why I'm like razor focused on this game, because that is annoying the piss out of me, is not being able to get that last one.
That sounds similar to what my son said yesterday, because he's been replaying Days Gone.
Mhm.
That's been like his go-to game if he's not playing Horizon. And he's like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta get this, he's like, if I do this though, I can do it on hard, but then I on this level, but then I lose fast travel. I'm like, yeah. So he's actually weighing out which ones he should prioritize, which I love, because that's critical thinking.
Mhm.
If you make a goal, and I don't begrudge you guys for doing that stuff. That's excellent, because you're setting up goals. You got to think about how to do them, and you have to come up with priorities. Which one's the important ones? Which one are you going to start with? How far do you really feel you want to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in this, or to bring it back to the Skylines game here, what am I going to have? What unique situation or circumstances or requirements do I have to meet to get something? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. People, some people I don't think realize, and gamers get it, but I don't think they know the term. What do these things produce when you finally get them? Dopamine.
Yep. I was going to, yeah. My boss does kind of the same thing. She has she has like a task tracking board, and whenever our team members get something done, she takes the opportunity to move the task from final review to done, and it spreads out confetti whenever it goes into done. So it's that, again, it's that dopamine hit that you just crave.
Yeah, and I don't think, and that was something I learned. Honestly, I learned about dopamines in rehab. Believe it or not, I had to go to rehab, and I don't mind talking about this. I went to rehab in 2016 for drinking. Yes, I'm drinking a beer. I'm not an alcoholic. I was drinking very heavy due to situations that were going on, and that was my cope. So I just want to clarify that part. But that's when I found out about dopamine levels. And, one of the things when I was in the rehab in Texas was talked about the dopamine levels and how that's why so many people like getting on Instagram. It's like, for example, you get that text message. There's kind of a dopamine drop there.
Yep.
And I'm not going to lie, I think we all fall victim to that. If your favorite platform is, Facebook, and people respond back to you, or you get a lot of responses back to something, and it could be Twitter, Instagram, you name it, it does drop, your body naturally is pleased because of the dopamine you're dropping.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but it's natural.
And that's kind of why
literally a natural high.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I like doing the YouTube here, because I get my own little hit whenever I see, some kind of feedback or, just some update on a video. It's like, oh, people like that. Oh, thank God. An actual honest feedback of a dislike. That's how I know someone actually watched it and said, you know what? I really don't like this. Let's try something else. So
Captain Freedom Nerd, he's working on a cathedral.
Yeah, and
or unlocking a cathedral, sorry. So if you unlock it, is there another step to building it?
Nope. Because what this game is on is, kind of an easy mode, easy cheat mode, if you will. Because I've played this game hundreds of times. The big picture is we're going to have as big of a city as we can, see how much my computer can take, and try to have like one of everything that the game has to offer. So like the game has like parks and universities and, other different features. So we're going to try and do, one of everything, just if we, so we can. As part of that one of everything, we want to get all the unique landmarks that are in, that exist in the game to be placed in the city. And then once we have the city built, developed, and some time has passed, the overall idea would be to get it to where it can be self-sufficient on its own. In other words, let's see. In other words, there would be like no negative income loss. Like they would actually be producing a profit from the industries instead of being a drain on the capital. So that's why you see in my cash, it's negative right now for the weekly income. But
I don't have my glasses on, so.
Oh, I'm just explaining.
No problem. Ooh, that's a nice current. I like the attention to detail there, how the current is strong in some areas, and then it gradually goes down, and then it gets very tranquil as it goes. I was like, that's attention to detail.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. You can really, really get detailed in here. For example, if we zoom in.
Yeah, but especially, taking the time to do the sparkles and everything like that. We've come a long way from the old 8 4-bit, 6-bit systems, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. I remember, I'm not old enough for when the Atari came out, but my cousin gave me her old Atari to play with. And that was my first console that I got to interact with.
And then, Atari was, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good.
Atari was my first game console, but my first video games I played were on a Commodore 64. My grandfather, when my mom and dad divorced, my dad moved back in with my grandparents, and we lived in the basement side of it in West Virginia. And my grandfather was my grandma was a nurse. My grandfather worked for a company called Air Products. He was a very senior level official. I don't really know how high, but he was one of those go-to white collar kind of guys.
I got you.
Because he'd be, well, for example, he'd be what we call what do you call it when you guys travel? And because I only did this in the military. What do you call it when you go traveling from like one work site to another site? Anybody know?
Traveling from one work site to another. I mean,
Yeah, just going over there temporarily.
we usually just refer to that as going on site or on customer
Okay,
site.
okay, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So he would go on site a lot. Like he would go down to Brazil, and I mean that was the only country I ever remember him talking about. He went to, but then he went to other states. So he was gone a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where was I going with this? Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Because
Well,
we tried to figure out on site.
yeah. Well, I did want to show you this one really brief thing, which is how really detailed.
Oh, the Commodore 64. That's
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so they had a decent amount of income, and my grandfather was probably one of the only people in like the 1984 era to have a Commodore 64. And he had video games on the old floppy drives, and that was what my first introduction was. One of the first games I played was a very old command prompt Star Trek game.
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard of it, but basically it was you're the Enterprise, you got to go destroy so many Klingons in so many areas. If you run out of photon torpedoes, you got to go to a star base, and everything is done by the keyboard.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, long time ago.
Yeah,
Actually, I found an app that mimics that from the old days. It's very updated, and whenever I'm bored and get nostalgic, I'm like, yeah, I like this.
well, that's
Did
why.
you make it? Is that the cathedral?
No, I'm just putting in some new landmarks. This one is the Oriental Pearl Tower. Uh, wherever some of this is. Some of these I'm pretty sure don't exist in the real world. Like I don't think this Oriental Tower exists in the real world. I don't think it does.
Are you trying to lock? Are you working on one feature, or are you working on multiple goals?
I'm working on multiple goals in
Gotcha.
line with the big picture, but for right now, I'm just trying to put in a few landmarks in like this major section that actually has room for all of them. Then surround this area with residentials, and then once this square refills up again, I should have enough housing units to get my cathedral and have over 2,000 abandoned buildings.
That's a strange goal to have. I mean, I know it's a game. I mean, that's actually an interesting concept. It's like, wait a minute, I gotta screw people over.
Well, here's the thing. In this game, I believe you're supposed to really go with the milestones. So when you begin the game, you really can't do much. Like you really can't build a whole lot, and so you have to build your village or build your town, get people in there, and then once you reach a certain population, you hit a milestone, and then you get a reward. You get new options to build your city, and so basically you just have to progress. So I think the idea with the cathedral was at a certain point in the game, you would progress so far to where, you might have like a market crash or something or a labor crash, and everybody just abandons the industry or everybody abandons your city or a disaster happens.
Detroit.
So then you get the you then get the cathedral option because you have so much abandonment, you want to get people back in. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. But
Dude, that's no. Actually, I'm going to give you props for that. I wouldn't even have. That's actually an amazing analogy. Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, to throw my
That actually was that sounded very well thought out, very well articulated, and is completely plausible.
And now I totally forgot what I said. Thank you, weed.
Well, that's what weed does to us. You were talking about what your thought on interpretation of the cathedral.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And that after a crash or a disaster or something like that, the cathedral represents kind of the memorial.
Mhm.
Well, I'm adding those words, but
that, yeah.
cathedral memorial.
And in much the same vein, there is one other one that
because you can eventually rebuild that area now that you've unlocked it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, like when we started out this morning, all of this was empty. But now we have 13,000 people in here. We only had 1,000 when we started this morning. It's only been 40 minutes.
So, what is it, a buyer's market?
Oh, yeah, because I have if I remember right, yep, I have all the tax rates down to 1 to attract as many people in here as I can. So when I want to get up,
you don't have to deal with DC.
Yeah. And so what'll happen?
You know what? Maybe we should send this over to hey guys, play this game. Yeah. It might help you do business, but hey, I have heard of people doing better because of learning things from video games.
And that's why. Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I like playing the survival games, the management games like this one. This is just feeding into my, analytical side of my brain to where I can just have everything ordered and structured.
Oh, if I need to get into one of these games, I could probably put some long-term commitment. One of my biggest games I like to play is on my tablet is Risk. And I'm up to a point where I think I'm on hard. I'm not an expert, but I played on easy. I played on the other levels, and I'm like, easy, it did not matter how many people I had on there that were the NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
I could predict everywhere after 3 games, I predicted where they were going to drop their stuff and where they were going to attack.
Now, is this the Risk Global Domination game that Bird and everybody else plays? Yes. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We should play that one of these days when you.
Oh, absolutely! I'd love to play with some actual humans. But what's great about it is, is one of the few apps and games that I will buy expansions for, because then I get to try and conquer in different areas, different timelines, and I have to think differently depending on the surrounding terrain. The environment.
And that's why. Well, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was going to say it reminds me a lot of the Sid Meier's Civilization games, that you have a starting settlement and you grow your civilization, and as you encounter other civilizations, you either peacefully coexist, go to war with them, or it's a little bit more, I guess, involved than Risk, but it still gives me that Risk gameplay kind of feel.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I enjoy the fact that I can do different scenarios and try and say, okay, and that's why I had to go up to the hard level right now, because I'm like, okay, this was all getting way too. Look, I'm sorry, I love playing games, but if I win I'm sorry, I'm not one of those guys. If I win every fucking game, I'm not being challenged.
Mm-hmm.
I need pitfalls. I need to lose. You know what? Every once in a while, I hate to say it, folks, you need to lose because it humbles you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And also, just so we're clear, I never got any rewards for losing, because that's not what a loser gets. A loser does not get anything because they lost. The only thing they get is the ability to learn from their mistakes, drive to try again, and just go at it a little bit harder than their opponents next time, whatever it might be. But yeah, I don't ever remember getting like participation trophies or anything like that. The most I ever remember getting was like, oh, here you go, Mike, perfect attendance. And I'm like, great.
No,
Thanks.
think about that. You, have you seen the Queen's Gambit?
Queen's Gambit. I don't think I have.
Okay. With the way you talk right now, I'm going to tell you right now, I think you need to watch it. I really do.
Okay.
It is about a woman who, it's a period piece in, I believe, the 50s, 60s era. And she is learning to become a chess master. And
sounds familiar. Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
But there is so much. Okay, unlike other sports that have to deal with physicality being the difference, we're talking intellect here. This is all about how good you are. And my wife and I were watching this show together and like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's like just so beautiful. And there was a point, I'm not going to give you the exact point when this happens, but this man she has respect for, she's studied his moves. Because to become a chessman, you got to study the moves of other people. And he literally was in this thing, and he's like, I think I just played the best game. He looks at it and goes, I've read all your moves. She goes, I've read all yours. And he's like, I think I just played the best game of my life. Good luck to you. He lost.
Jeez. Okay, yeah. So I've written it down. I've made a note of it. It's on my immediate list of new things to watch because I need to take a break from watching all the Star Trek, classic Trek.
Does that little quote there I gave you like sound good? Because I'm telling you, yeah.
I got a few little goosebumps going on here when you finish.
Oh, good.
So yeah, it's not just a passing note. It's written down for me to watch. Much like I want to watch the Weird Al movie on the Roku now that it's out.
Oh, is it? Actually, I do want to watch that.
Yep, today's the day, and I just got my Roku device at work, so I'm like, yeah, I'm watching a Weird Al movie for research.
I could not believe how much Daniel Radcliffe really looks like Weird Al in the trailer.
It was surprising, but
I was like, what the fuck?
It's all I know is that for me, when I saw Rainn Wilson coming out as Dr. Demento, I was like, holy shit. Okay. You got me back. You lost me after your Discovery bout, but you got me back now. I'll ignore that. Okay. We'll never talk about that again.
Temporary reprieve.
Yeah. Everybody has their bad moments. Looks like
one of the reasons I don't get into necessarily boycotting is, well, truthfully, I can't boycott what I don't normally buy. And a lot of things people are like, boycott this. I'm like, I don't buy that anyway. So when it comes to subscriptions for, our channels, people are like, you need to boycott this because of Tootsie or because of that little booty shake thing those girls did, which I totally was abhorrent about. But I'm like, that was on Netflix. I can't think of the name. I think it was called Cuties.
Little Cuties.
Yeah. And I'm like, look, I'm like, look, I find that disgusting as hell. I was disgusted by it, but why am I going to really blame the distributor? The guy, they're like, hey, it's out there. You don't like it? Okay, we got it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I also hate myself for the fact that I remember that title too. I have to purge my brain from that.
Well, what I really didn't like about that was people were like, "Oh yeah, all you people bitching about this are totally fine with those, those pageants or reality shows with little girls." I literally was like, I had to respond back to that. And I'm like, do you have any idea how many people in modern America were disgusted by those? That girls were getting exploited like that. These are little girls. You got dads looking like, I'm gonna fuck that dad up.
And then I don't mean to interrupt you, NB, but
Yeah.
Captain
Oh,
Phantom Nerd
morning
is
brew.
yeah, he's doing his morning brew.
Cool beans, buddy. Awesome.
So yeah,
I will not be there. After I get done with this, I do need to go lay down. Like I said.
I understand. I got to get ready for work. That's why I only do like an hour at a time because that and StreamYards has their weird bullshit limit too. So I got to set up another account so I can work around that because I'm almost at my limit. So
Yeah, no worries. Damn, Cap, you should have given me a heads up. I would have tried to get better sleep.
well, this is the usual time unless something happens. It's usually this hour every weekday.
I might stay up a few minutes to well,
Watch me destroy this town.
not go on the panel. Just lurk for a minute.
Okay.
See what's going on with Cap. The other Cap. Jesus Christ, this is gonna start getting confusing.
Yeah, I know. I have to figure out. I might just drop the Cap and just go with MKG and just go that way. But
Go with Commodore. Promote yourself. You've earned it. Hey, I tell you what. You've earned a promotion when you get to Cathedral.
Okay.
Here's an idea. Hey, maybe you should do that. Maybe every time you unlock a milestone, you give yourself a promotion. I mean, a major milestone.
Well, I think for me, my major milestone from being a captain to a Commodore would probably to get to that monetization point. That would be a huge promotion. Although that feels like the Commodore achievement. And then after that, if I get popular enough after that point, when they start sending shit to you, that's gonna be like, okay, I've gone ahead and just went to a first star admiral now. So, and figure out the shorthand for that. But that's a good idea. Thank you.
Rear Admiral lower half or Rear Admiral. Rear Admiral. I never did understand why the Navy got rid of Commodore and went Rear Admiral lower half, Rear Admiral upper half. It just, yes, it sounds stupid and kind of sexual at first when you think it's funny, but when you've listened to it a long time, it sounds literally like saying Lieutenant Junior Grade Lieutenant.
Yeah, it just sounds weird now that you're saying it out loud. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I never understood it, but then again,
Oh, no, I was just saying, yeah.
Oh, I've never really understood it myself, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, if that's how you want to roll, sure, but we can do things a little bit different. Oh, the other captain says to keep the captain title.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, I'm not monetized yet, so I'm keeping the captain title for a good while. There we go. But yeah, now we're.
All right. Well, anyway, Cap, I'm going to head out. I am going to go lay down and try and get some rest. I finished all my drinks. I got my hits in. Had a great conversation with you, bud. Always a blast.
Always a pleasure.
Love to have you on my channel sometime when I have them. I got something playing next Tuesday, but I don't know your schedule. So hit me up, DM me, man. We'll talk sometime about it.
All right, I'll DM you on the Twitters, man. Thanks
Yep.
Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Get some rest, man. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thanks, man. NB, everybody. All right, so we have about 6 minutes left, and in that 6 minutes, I think we have enough time, and I think we have enough people. So let's try this one more time. Save game, Lots Karoga, just to be safe. So if it doesn't work, I won't save it. So, all right, time to piss everybody off. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, I should also turn the budgeting stuff off too. It's like, no budget. Sorry, there's no budget for anything. I'm so effing sorry. You got, oh shit, that's right. I have to, damn it. Okay, sorry. I have to go back to main menu. We might not do this today because I just realized I have the bulldozer mod on. It's going to just bulldoze everything down automatically. I'm like, that's the exact opposite of what I want to have done today. Automatic bulldoze. Okay. Continue game. Oh, if we get in there, we'll get in there. If not, well, there's always Monday or a random Saturday stream too. Oh, what do you say, phone? What the hell is that? I don't know. Whatever. All right. Anywho, while we have the last few minutes, I did want to let everybody know that of a recent poll that I put together. And yes, if you go to the channel and you'll see the posts, I think you'll see the post there. It's another text post where it's just a question of what game to play for next Friday instead of City Skylines. And so far right now, we have just the games that I have: Risk, Stardew Valley, Surviving Mars, and Stranded Alien Dawn. And then, of course, other where people just leave the comments, and I also left the link to my library in there as well. So, yeah, so far right now, it looks like Surviving Mars has 2 out of the 3 votes that are there right now. So if you want to see something different next Friday, go ahead and let me know in the comment there. Otherwise, we'll be playing Surviving Mars next Friday, and I'll make sure to have everything set up for that. Like, I don't know, making sure to be a little prepped for it. All right, so we have high demand, and now again, like I said, trying to piss everybody off. No, I need cash. I need cash now. There we go. No budget. Nothing for nobody. Nothing for nobody. That doesn't make any sense. Nothing for nobody means that there's something for somebody. That's right, people. Get the fudge out. Get out. Okay? Just get out. I won't go near the budgets that have no budgets. Okay. I have a huge fucking deficit. Actually, no. I'm at a surplus. Yeah, buddy. Only the richest of the richest will be able to live here, apparently. Oh, come on. Get out. Jesus, God almighty. Do I really have to do this fucking thing again? I guess I do. Just get out, okay? I need abandoned buildings. All right, let's check it. Okay, well, that number's going to start climbing. We have only 2 minutes left. There we go. Sad face. Wah, 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 wah. All right. And then, of course, remember, everybody head over to Captain Fandom Nerd's channel. He left his link in the chat. I'll put the link as a pinned message up here as well. I'm not sure if LDG is streaming because LDG may be a little under the weather for the moment. So If you're streaming LDG, let me know. Otherwise, we'll all be over at Captain Fandom Nerds channel, and I'll pop over there for a little while. I got some time from work because it snowed yesterday, and my car, well, it's not packed with snow, but it's enough to be annoying. Okay. Come on, get up there, you bastards. There you go. That's right. Abandon everything. Abandon your livelihoods. Come on, damn it. So impatient. I'm so pissed off, though. Come on, everybody. Leave. Go. Get out of here. Bugger off. God, Jesus. Don't piss me off again, game. Just don't do it. Oh, I swear to fuck, game. If you don't tease me, you better give it. Okay? This is going to piss me off if I don't get this. Oh, come on. It's at the top of the hour. Come on, hurry. Hurry. Sorry, now I'm getting animated because we're going to have to go to Captain Fandom Nerds here in a second. Come on. Do it. Do it now. I feel like I'm fighting ready. I'm like, do it. Come on. Yes. Go. Oh, what? Maintain for 4 weeks, you son of a bitch. God fucking damn it. Oh. God damn it. 4 weeks? Are you fucking joking? Fucking Christ. All right, well, fuck it. I'm not sitting here for 4 weeks. Oh, sure. Do 1 week in like 30, 15 seconds. No, fuck you. You're going to try and keep me on here, game, but we're not doing that. We are heading over to Captain Fandom Nerds channel, and I'm going to put that as a pinned chat in the link. Yep, Blind Neil. It's always something. All right, so I pinned Captain Fandom Nerds channel to the chat, so we're going to be heading over there in just a second. What game are you waiting for, Captain Fandom Nerd? No, we're not waiting for my game. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, there's the link. There's the YouTube. Excellent. Let's see, I think mute. Sorry, Captain Panda. Let me just check this real fast, see if it's maintained 4 weeks yet. Yes! Gotcha, you son of a whore. Yes. Finally, you fucking bastard. Oh, all right. We're out of here. Have a good weekend, everybody. Go check out Captain Fandom Nerds channel real fast. Hang out there for another cup of coffee. I'm heading over there myself. I will catch you all on Monday morning. Until then, have a great weekend. This is Captain MKG signing off. Take care.